I should be carried in. Or maybe sitting on the back of a camel. Making our way back home. We are back. The John Cobelt Show. KFI AM 640. Live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. So we have survived. And we have won the war.
You are so happy. You are so giddy.
We have returned triumphant. We have vanquished the opposition.
I'm feeling like you didn't like your other time slot very much.
No, actually, it was fine. It's just all the things I can't talk about on the air.
Save it for the book.
Save it for the book.
Yes.
Yes. So, people better suck up to me big time if they want to be treated nicely in the book. Otherwise, there's a lot of damage that's going to be done. But I'm happy to be back at 3 o'clock because, I don't know, we were on at 3 for, 30 years? And now the thing is, now listeners are displaced and disoriented, and the routine is now messed up. So we have to acknowledge this. And it's, they've had the routine scrambled several times in recent years. So now we're going to be back from 3 to 6, and Michael Monks and Chris Merrill are going to be on from noon until 3. They just had their debut show this afternoon. And now me and Deborah and Eric and Ray, we're all here. And then Tim Conway and all his people will be on the radio from 6 to 10 every night. So he's back in his old time slot, and we're back in our old time slot, and everybody's happy, and this is the way the world should be. And we are just going to look forward to the future. I just want to survey the battlefield one more time and look at the casualties. By the way, Moist Line is 877-MOIST-86. We are now going to run the Moist Line on Fridays at 5:20 and 5:50. All right, so make a note of that. 5:20 and 5:50. The Moist Line 877-MOIST-86, 877-664-7886, or the Talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. And you've already been on since noon.
I have. Well, 12:15 to be exact.
All right. Deborah's got new hours, too. We all have new hours.
I'm trying to adjust because, these were my hours for many, many years.
Right.
And so I'm a little bit discombobulated today.
I liked it because I had more time. I think you and I were both we were all on a real rigid time schedule to get this thing off at 1 o'clock. And having the extra 2 hours allows me to take a longer nap, for example. I can sit down and eat lunch.
Must be nice.
Like a civilized person. Oh, yeah, while you're slaving away.
Yeah, I'm here. Remember, I go on the air at 12:15, which means that, I'm still eating my lunch here.
All right, well, at least I'm relaxed.
I know, at least one of us is.
Yeah.
Okay, instead of both of us not.
I don't think there's any way to get you relaxed no matter what goes on. So
probably true.
You're right. So nobody should really try hard to make things
thanks,
easy
John.
for you.
Well, and nobody really has. So
So you're in a perfect spot.
Exactly.
All right. So anyway, 3 to 6 will be on from now on. And, all the nefarious characters, they all came through for us because we got 2 really absurd stories to share with you for our first hour. And that's the first one is about the California High-Speed Rail Authority's CEO. I have said many times that all the people running California High-Speed Rail should be arrested for the $18 billion that have disappeared without any sign of railroad track. It's almost like a magic trick, right? Imagine giving somebody $17 billion and it's like, just lay down some railroad track. Nothing. The money, we might as well burned it in a public bonfire. Well, the latest CEO is a guy named Ian Chaudhry. Chaudhry? Choudri? How are you pronouncing it again?
Chaudhry.
Chaudhry.
But I could be wrong.
You could be. He's been the CEO of High Speed Rail Authority. Dan, you remember, what day is today? Today's February 17th. Okay, 2 weeks ago, almost exactly, he was standing next to Hair Gel, and they were doing a press conference out in the wilds of Wasco. Now, Wasco is 30 miles to the east of Bakersfield, and I've never believed this, so I always have double checked. This is where the high-speed rail segment that they claim they're going to build first, this is where it's going to end. You might hear it in the media described as Merced to Bakersfield. It is not. Merced and Bakersfield are recognized cities, metropolitan areas even. They have media there, like radio and television stations and newspapers, and they have industries, like in Bakersfield, obviously, it's the oil industry. There's a UC in Merced. So they're real small California cities. And so, it sounds like, oh, okay, they're connecting those two small cities first. No, they're not. They're connecting a town named Madera with a town called Shafter, which is, like I said, 30 miles east of Bakersfield. But it's not even Shafter where this rail terminal is. The terminal is actually in Wasco, okay? So it's Madera to Wasco, as far as I can tell. And he and Newsom were standing there claiming that they're having great success because they're building this railhead, which is I guess the terminal for the southern end of this segment. And isn't this really cool? And everybody was laughing at them. For one thing, all the photo ops had Newsom standing in front of a boxcar, standing in front of a freight train. He tried to make it look like it was a passenger rail train, but it wasn't. It was an old boxcar. And it looked ridiculous. Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe Chowdhury went home and he read all the news stories mocking the press conference. He looked and he saw that Newsom had made a fool of himself again. He walked into some kind of domestic riot going on between his fiance and it appears to be Chowdhury's daughter, who's 17. Now, you don't want to walk into a fight between your daughter and the wannabe stepmother, right? That never turns out.
Never.
Apparently, that's what Chowdhury walked into. And according to one of the news stories, it started, all right, it says here an alleged fight. This is dispatch recordings that the Sacramento Bee reviewed. A fight between the fiance and Chowdhury's 17-year-old daughter. The fiance had pulled the daughter's hair and pushed her and then locked her out of the house.
Oh, can you imagine?
And this is what Dad walks in on.
Whose side? Whose side?
It was not clear who made the call to 911, but all three residents, the dad, the wannabe stepmother, and the daughter were standing outside the home, I presume, arguing, and they think a neighbor called in. And, of course, Chowdhury's the one who gets arrested, right? Because the police show up, they see a guy and two angry, upset women. Who's going to get handcuffed? It's going to be the guy. Dad. He's the one who's got to take it and go to jail. And he was arrested. He and the fiance were taken into custody on suspicion of misdemeanor battery. Now, I would not mess with the fiance. Her name is Lidmila Starostiak. I'm guessing here. I looked her up on Facebook. She's involved in a lot of Ukrainian causes. She is raising money to send food and medical supplies and support to the Ukrainians who were dealing with the Russian war. And I'm thinking, you know what? I wouldn't get into a fight with a Ukrainian activist because those people are tough. They're like cousins of the Polish. When I meet Ukrainians, they remind me very much of my Polish relatives. And these people are tough. They've actually held off the Russians for 4 years, right? The Russians thought they were going to roll over the Ukrainians in a week. That's what they expected. And so I don't know what he's doing, taking on a fight with the Ukrainian fiance there. That's not a smart thing to do here. Now, he, of course, is running this massive scam operation. I have no sympathy for him because I found out going through these stories that he's making, and this is your money, $563,000 a year, which as Eric pointed out before, is not as much as Janice Quinones gets for running the Department of Water and Power, because she's making $750. But you believe this guy, who's been running, is the CEO of High Speed Rail, $563,000. He supposedly has a lot of experience. He was appointed in August of 2024. He worked on large-scale construction projects in more than 18 countries. So he's built stuff in 18 countries, comes to California to work under Gavin Newsom, and everything is still at a dead stop. There's still no high-speed rail, no matter who they bring in. So this guy had to do an embarrassing press conference with Newsom, who was pretending to stand in front of a high-speed rail train when it was a boxcar train, and then they had to pretend that there's real progress being made on laying track when there's not. And he goes home, and his fiancée and his daughter are having some wild hair-pulling fight. This is a bad day. And for 2 weeks, they were able to keep it out of the newspapers. The DA in Sacramento County immediately declined to file charges. He probably said, "Who is that again?" "No, I'm not filing charges because this is Newsom's boy. He's not going to do that. You want a future in politics? You're not going to put Newsom's high-speed rail CEO in jail." And so there were no charges officially filed, so he's not facing anything. I guess, I don't know who leaked this, but the secrecy didn't hold. Originally, he was arrested on suspicion of battery against a spouse. However, maybe it was just a push and shove family fight, but he still hasn't laid down any rail track, this Ian Chowdhury, okay? He's still taken over $500,000 and is producing nothing as he continues his role in this gigantic scam.